Hello everyone and welcome to Call It Crits, where we are back after 2 weeks off from the main campaign, but we're back and absolutely ready to have a spooktacular time on this All Hallows Eve. Lock up your ghouls. I don't know what I'm trying. I don't know what I'm saying.
That was a little creepy, but not in the Halloween way.
Yeah, I'll stop. But welcome back to anyone that's returning to the stream. Trying to get my words out today. I am tired. Hello to Shushi Cage with the devil's eyes. I like it. Welcome to the stream. We've got a few little announcements.
Hello.
Few little announcements to make prior to starting the session, as always. Unofficial sponsor is Caprani Wheeler, who made this wonderful dice box for me with the Call It Crits logo on it, which houses my wonderful smoky black and red dice, which I like to use to destroy my players. If you haven't checked out Caprani Wheeler, go onto their Twitter. Check them out because they do some amazing work, and they will, laser in logos for you. Which is, I got this done at Tabletop Live in Manchester a couple of months back. Was it a couple of months back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. Also, check out other streams. Butchering your name totally from the start. I'm really sorry. You're gonna have to maybe pronounce it phonetically in the chat for me so that I can say it properly. Shushi Cage. You're gonna have to pronounce it for me, and then I will say it live on the stream for you.
And this is just going to be the next 2 hours.
Yeah. Oh dear. Other announcements. We had some fun last night with the captain at SS Adventure, but next week we're going to be having another session, 2 weeks in a row. So if you would like to, you can head on over to twitch.tv/SS Adventurer, and you'll get to find out what my D&D character is getting up to in that campaign, DM'd by the captain. So yeah, please go ahead and subscribe to that. We had some great fun last time, and we're actually having our next session is a week. We're normally every 2 weeks, but this time it's in a week. Rob, you are fresh back from the MCM Comic Con, aren't you?
I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah, and you've just been showing us some of the awesome stuff that you've been getting sorted. Hang on one second, just while I say this. Sushi Kage. Is that right? Sushi Kage. I'm hoping that's right. Okay. So, hello Sushi Kage. Welcome to the stream. And so you've been bringing us, you've been showing us the goodies that you had created while you were there. And what we'll do is, rather than putting them on the stream now, because I don't think I can do it, I am prepared to have your camera on. No. What we'll do is the artwork, if you get it sent over to me, I will get it put up on the stream as of next week. Along with, we'll see if we can get permission from the artist to have their name put up on there.
Already done.
Oh, fantastic! Done. So we'll get the artist's name. Can you just tell who the artist is, Rob?
Yes, it's done by a lovely lady named Michelle, who you can find under Feline Trickster.
Feline Trickster, is that on Twitter?
It's on Twitter, on Instagram, and you can email them at felinetrickster@gmail.com.
And is she open for commissions?
I believe so.
That would be cool. Excellent. So yeah.
I already followed her on Instagram.
I will be adding her very shortly. So yeah, we'll get Trickster Kitten, did you say?
Feline Trickster.
Feline Trickster. Sorry, I do apologise, Trickster Kitten. Feline Trickster, we will get you some free advertising as with all of our wonderful viewers that we get, especially with Sushi Kage that we've got here today. We're going to do a quick recap on what's been going on in the campaign so far, because we have had a week off. Last week we had a bit of a one-shot as Eladell was absent, so we thought we'd have some fun and do a one-shot set in my my post-apocalyptic fantasy world of Valantia, which I think it's safe to say we all had a good time, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and we all want more, don't we?
Oh yeah.
So we'll probably throw in a few one-shots set in Volantia in the future, I think, because I thought that was really, really fun. Okay, now to this campaign, and let's get on with where last we left off, because it's been a couple of weeks. So, where last we left off, the party have been making their way through the footsteps of the Gardener, which is a set of oases which heads northwards from Westera up to the Knockabacka Mountains. Supposedly, or mythically, these are the footsteps of a giant walking mountain that leaves plumage wherever it walks, and it apparently they get up and walk every like half a millennia. So you guys have been following the footsteps, trying to stop the Vicious Whisper from awakening these Gigamox, which sleep within the oases. Along the way, you had a massive Gigamox battle, where you took control of one of the Gigamox and smashed down two of them with the use of an enlarge spell to my behest. And after you had done this, you then were approached by Yul, who you had asked to come and help you with something, which was to free the villagers from the trees. Upon doing so, it actually ended up being an ambush, and the Vicious Whisper and his armies were waiting for you to let him free, or not let him free, or just free them. Basically trigger the ambush. After that, yeah, thank you. I love it. My little animation show, that's amazing. So after the ambush, you got into a fight with 200 archers, and the Vicious Whisper, who was basically approaching you. You managed to sort of like get out of there relatively unscathed. I mean, I think you took quite a lot of hits in that battle, didn't you? You'll manage to get to you and open up a tree portal or a transport via trees and push you all through. Unfortunately, he didn't make it through, and Sal, I believe you saw him take approximately 50 arrows to the back before he closed. Yeah, before the portal closed, and you fell through, and everything sort of went black, and you guys all wake up in the middle of a wooded area. It's a relatively ordinary wooded area at first glance. Trees that tower quite high, so you can tell that it's relatively untouched by the kingdom, where usually woodland in the kingdom is usually been chopped down and recultivated. These are ancient trees, quite big trees, quite tall trees, surrounded by nature and wildlife in all directions. And the tree, you all sort of notice that you all transported through just closes up, leaving you on the other side of here. Ayla, you notice, and I believe I told you at the end of the previous session, you recognise this area. This is actually the woodland that surrounds Eladell. This is the Eladell Woods, and Eladell is where you spent the first part of your life. I believe like your youth to your early teens. So you are familiar with this area. However, you're not close enough to Eladell itself to be, you're not actually at Eladell. You are within the surrounding woodlands. And one thing you know about Eladell is it is quite heavily guarded, not just by people, but by enchantments and traps and other things to stop any outsiders that are unwanted outsiders from getting in.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that you guys would like to do now that you are here?
Sal is... Oh, sorry.
You go, Sal.
Okay, Sal is immediately, like, they've got a very angry expression on their face, and they are punching the tree that has just closed and just going No! Damn it! Not again! No! 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 Damn it!
I'm going to speak to Sal. Sal, worry not. I'm familiar with these woods. I grew up here in my youth. This is the beginning of the Eladell forest. We must be careful though, because there is danger about. These woods are protected against foes, so we must not punch the trees.
Ayla, I think it's
You
more...
will!
Yeah.
You do quickly notice that Yule is not with you.
Oh no.
With us! He just pushed us through! Why did they
We've lost.
do that? Why did she do that?
She?
Hey, why did he do that? Why did Yule do that?
Lost you.
It was a noble sacrifice nonetheless.
He's not dead! He's not...
To confirm that, we need to plan. We've just
We need to
encountered.
rest.
Yeah, I think Ralston is right. I, for one, am rather weak at the minute. We could do to rest.
How far away are we?
From what I can gather, we're on the outskirts of the Eladell woods. I'm not quite sure because it is the outskirts. So...
If you'd like to make a... It would be a history check.
Go on then,
I
I'm
can
on it.
project here and cast a spell, but I'll let Alar have his moment in the sun.
You know it's going to be good, everyone. This is going to be good.
Can't wait.
I'm going to continue last week's great form. Oh,
Whatever you roll, it's going to be great.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
yeah.
It's an 8.
8.
Yeah.
Okay, so you what you do is as Sal asks, how far is it? Where are we? You kind of stand up and kind of look around, look through the trees, kind of lick your finger, like hold it to the wind, and then kind of turn around and just say, "Not a clue." you don't know how far away you are. It could be hours, it could be days, but you're not sure.
May I
Right.
do some rangery stuff and see if I can figure out where the most common footfall is? Because that will surely lead us towards a town or village.
Okay. Give me, it would be survival check if you would like, or you could use nature if you're looking for animal footfall. It'd be survival if you're looking for human footfall.
It'd be survival.
Okay.
Okay. Hang on. Let me get my character sheet. Because I took it with me just in case. Right. Survival. Oh, and I get to double up as well. Nice one. So it's 19. 29.
29 is a damn
Yeah.
good roll.
Yeah.
It's good enough to find the extremely unusual amount of foot traffic as where there is none. In fact, you do such a thorough search around the area just to be sure, and there's no human, elf, dwarf, humanoid foot traffic that appears to have gone through here at all. You found a path, but it seems to have been unused. You find almost like a pathway that sort of goes into the woodland, almost like it's been sort of cut out from the trees, so the trees are parted for this path. But there's no footfall. Animal footfall, yes, you found plenty of different sort of like fauna that roam around these lands. But
Okay.
humanoid footprints, no. One thing you do
With
find
that
though,
roll-
with that roll, because it's such a good roll, you as you approach the path to have a look and an investigate around there, you find some foliage that's covering what appears to be a stone tablet of sorts.
Okay, I will sort of dust it off so I can see the stone.
It's thick foliage, but eventually you manage to sort of like pull it off, and the roots just kind of rip off, and these words appear, or have always been there, but you uncover these words on this stone tablet, which is just at the edge of the pathway. It's almost like a marker. It reads in common, "The eyes of the elders will show you the way."
Does that mean anything to me, Phil, with me being from around this area? I
Give-
mean, I might have an idea about some of the ways in which the traps and the spells, and not necessarily the intricate workings of spells, but the kind of things used around here with me being brought up around here.
I am absolutely okay with you doing an intelligence check to see if that
Oh, great.
means anything to you.
Surely
You
with
ready?
advantage, dude.
No, not with advantage. Difficulty is
dang it.
lower. He doesn't get advantage on this.
It's a natural 20.
It's a natural 20. Oh my word. Okay. You know enough to know that that these woodlands are guarded by enchantments and by you know that these stone tablets are generally placed quite a lot around these woods in order to make travelers confused and lose their way. It's specific to it's basically specifically designed to make people give up and go home. They're usually and generally written in riddles. And so in this case, the eyes of the elders will show you the way is more likely to be a riddle than anything.
I'm going to look at Malrin and tell him that and say, Malrin, as the wise member of the party, what do you think to this riddle?
Muses for a second, listening to his internal monologue, and he thinks to himself, what was the riddle? Let me hear it just once more.
The riddle is, the eyes of the elders will show you the way.
Eyes of the elders. Okay, so can I do a history check to see if that relates to either like a landmark or there's some kind of creature that's native to these woods that's deemed an old race?
Okay, you can give me a history check, absolutely.
Phil,
Yeah.
is it written down as eyes, EYES, or is it the letter I?
No, it's EYES.
Okay.
That's a 16, by the way.
Just on the off chance, could Sal at the same time just look for actual eyes carved into things?
Yeah.
Okay. So whilst you're doing that, what was your history check? Sorry, Maureen.
16.
16. So with a 16, you don't. You know that there are elder creatures and things that might live in these areas. I mean, these are ancient woods. Elder treants, probably old dragons that probably live around these areas. That probably call these areas home. But from what you might gather from the riddle, it might not be talking about literal eyes or old people or beings.
Okay.
Just from Elar's natural 20, probably give you the clue that the words probably mean different things, or something that you are not used to it being.
That's why I was asking about the spelling of the word.
Yeah. The eyes is definitely spelled E-Y-E.
'Cause it could be like a cryptic sort of.
Yeah. Eyes is definitely spelled E-Y-E-S.
Yeah.
And elders is spelled E-L-D-E-R-S.
Is it spelled as we would assume it would be spelled?
Yes.
All of the whole stuff. Yeah.
Yes, it's all spelt as you would assume it would be spelt.
I'm going to casually cast Guiding Hand in the background, just so we've got it.
Okay. Sal, You are looking for eyes carved into things. Give me
Yeah, I got a 14.
14.
Yeah.
Okay. There are no carvings in any of the trees or anything that resemble eyes. There's no carvings apart from what's in this rock.
Can I pop detect magic and see if there's anything around that looks like an eye, or there's any magical auras that isn't us?
So you're doing detect magic to see if there's any magical auras around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So you pop up detect magic. There doesn't appear to be, apart from anything that's on your persons, and there's no other magical auras in this area. It's all natural.
I would like to examine the trees.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just going to say that.
Okay. What are you looking for with the trees?
Well, sometimes trees have knots in them, which look a bit like eye sockets.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Give
I'm
me
going to look
a
at it.
nature check.
Okay. Ayla, do you want to assist?
Yeah, I will assist you.
Okay. Oh, that's not so good. Nature, though, so I should be okay. Nature. 18.
18. You begin to examine the trees, and your suspicions would be correct. There are no carvings of eyes in any of the trees, not at all. However, the trees where branches have fallen off the trees, it forms a natural formation on the trees which are called eyes, and they have sort of an ellipsis shape, which you can see, so elliptical shape, which looks like an eye. They're on all of the trees in the area. All the different types of trees, all looking in all different directions, if you're talking about the way that they're looking. Or if you're thinking about the way that they're looking. So all the trees, you manage to sort of like have a look, and there's probably about 25 to 30 trees surrounding the area that you are in, and they all have these eyes that you can see,
Okay.
and they're all looking in different directions.
The strongest, tallest trees.
Okay, and give me another nature check.
Ooh, that's not so good. 16.
16. All of these trees look pretty old and ancient. It would be impossible for you to determine how old a tree is, or what the oldest tree was, without chopping it down and looking at its middle.
No, it wouldn't.
I know, but with that roll, you wouldn't be able to.
Oh wait, no, I can't. Damn, I've already used it. Rested.
Can I pop
Can Morin make a...
Nick out?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go on. No, you go first.
Can Morin make a follow-up nature check to see if what Raujin was thinking?
Okay, so you're looking for the oldest trees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Give me a follow-up nature check.
That is a 13 plus my 8. That's a 21.
Okay, so with a 21, you managed to ascertain which tree you believe to be the oldest tree. It's over on the far side of the forest, over on the far side of the opening. They're kind of like encircling around you, some like certainly scattered. Not like in a circle as such, but it's a bit of an open area. And you found one tree that's probably one of the largest. It's got quite thick, bobbly bark on it, and old-looking branches. Some of its branches are snapped and old. It's half of it's been wrapped up in vines, so it's partially, sort of succumbed to ivy. It looks like the oldest tree, and there's a couple of eyes on it.
Sorry, I popped myself on mute. Just realised. Okay, so the oldest tree, it's got quite a few bubbles and quite a few eyes. Is there any obvious signs of a humanoid-made path or structure in the area surrounding that tree?
At first glance, absolutely not. It looks like the only thing behind that tree is just more trees, and where the eyes are looking, they're looking into the thick woodland.
What's the word for friend in Sylvan?
Bella. No, I don't know.
Okay. I've got my guiding hand up. Not that I'm trying to force my way through the forest, but just so I have a general inclination of where this city is, or this town of Eladell is. Is it in the direction of the tree that we've spotted, this older tree?
Say that again, sorry.
So I've got guiding hand up.
Right, okay.
Obviously it points to what I want to find if it's been mapped.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that Eladell's been mapped.
Okay.
Not to sound like I'm trying to just punch my way through the forest.
No.
But is guiding hand pointing in the direction of that tree, the one we've just been discussing?
Guiding hand is behaving peculiarly. As you get guiding hand out and go to point to where Eladell is on the map, the snake that you use, the snake's head, is going around in circles. Much like a compass that's in an electromagnetic area would, it's just going around and round, giving you no direction.
Marwin's going to keep trying to find slightly higher land to get his calibration of his GPS.
The Sylvan word for friend is Jatalm.
He's saying Jatalm to himself.
I just had to Google it just for you. So yeah, I've got a Sylvan translator. So yeah. So essentially, your guiding hand is starting to behave very peculiar, as if there's some sort of interference in the area that's causing it to not work properly. It's almost like it's telling you that Eladell is in all directions.
Is it an elven village?
It is an elven village, yes.
So Morrin grumbles to himself in Gnomish. Let's use the language that you'd expect him to use. Elven magic.
It's not like your guiding hand isn't working. It's more like it's telling you that you're there, pretty much.
Interesting. I've arrived at my destination.
So yeah. So that riddle one more time. The eyes of the elders will show you the way.
Do we need to press one like a button or something?
You go over to one and press it like a button. It does nothing.
Oh no, I wasn't gonna do it. I was just being sassy because I'm in a bad mood and this tree won't open.
There is
full of arrows. We just want somewhere to rest, not in the mood for any stupid rebel.
Speaking of which, kid, can I have my ring back, please?
Oh yeah, sorry. I take it off and hand it over. It was really useful. Thank you.
It's okay.
I
could try and get Nix to see if we can get some a view from above. If that'd be any good.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
Okay, so I'm going to bamf Nix out because she's been pretty much in a pocket dimension for the last 2 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to fly up 100 feet, which is the maximum I can still see through her eyes. I'm going to transfer my consciousness into her so I can view the world through her eyes.
Okay. You fly up 100 feet.
Yeah.
As you go up 100 feet, you barely breach the canopy of most of the trees. These are very tall trees, most of them. Not all of them, but most of them. You breach the canopy of the tree line, and sort of look ahead. You see when you're up there the Knockabacka Mountains, in the distance, in the close distance, not too far from you actually. In fact, where you are is actually just on So like where the Knockabacka Mountains actually comes and sort of like just turns into flat land. It just sort of comes down. You're right on the verge of the Knockabacka Mountains. You can see sort of endless woodland. You can and sort of look around in all directions. It's basically endless woodland in all directions. Up until obviously you can see that the mountainous area to where would it be, to your west.
Specifically looking for any signs of habitation, so smoke or any disturbances, any breaks in the canopy, anything along those lines.
Not from where you are, no. It's very hard to see.
I'll bring her down and just set her on my shoulder.
Okay, so the elder tree that Mulrin's found.
Mm-hmm.
Which way are? How many eyes does it have, and which way are they pointing?
It has two of them. They're pointing in two different directions, north and south.
Okay, so if we can say to Ayla, so we've got the mountains to our south, do we?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, the mountains to your west. To the west of where you are.
Okay, so Ayla knowing the area, how close, if I do a minor image of where we are and what I saw as an illusion, whereabouts do we have to go to Eladell, Ayla? Come on. So if I can try and place ourselves on a topographical map, so Ayla can try and make a best guess.
Okay. Ayla, make a survival check based on this.
Can I have it with advantage because A, he knows the area, and B, I'm giving him a visual clue.
Unfortunately, no. The area itself is designed to stop people from being able to get in that aren't supposed to. So, and him himself left quite a while ago. So, unfortunately, I wouldn't allow it.
Mulrin, may you cast guidance on me, old friend? I'm just having a think.
I will go up and I will tap him on the forehead. Well, I'll tap him on the stomach because I'm only 3 foot tall.
Right, so what's the roll? What is it I'm rolling?
You get a survival check.
Yeah, you are rolling survival check. Yes.
Okay, so I rolled a 12. I have a +3, so that's 15.
And 1d4.
And 1d4. We might just do this, boys and girls. Right, ready? And I rolled a 2.
17. Not bad. From the looks of things, you were able to ascertain that Eladell is very likely to be north of where you are.
It's north, everybody! Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Under his breath, you might hear Arjun go, well, that's a first.
There is only one pathway out of this sort of like little opening that you can go in. It's the pathway that the plaque or that the stone tablet was in front of.
Okay.
Right.
Does that lead north?
It does lead north, yes.
Okay.
Colleagues, we must be wary. There may be many traps afoot.
Well, is it worth taking a short rest? I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty banged up.
I do. I could do with a short rest.
I could do with a long rest.
Yeah.
I could do with just lying down right here on the ground, and maybe if someone carries me.
A holiday to Barbados.
Yeah, I don't even know where Barbados is, but it sounds great.
It's south of Valeria.
Oh, there's 2, 3, 4. Oh God, I don't know how many. And psychologically, pretty banged up too.
Yeah, we're all a bit messed up.
Are you deciding? Are you guys going to be taking a long rest here? It does seem like a safe place to rest.
Yeah, I would say that's a good idea. I'll work in my capacity as a doctor to fix everyone's copies and try and pick Sal's brain as well.
Okay.
That would need a natural 20. Mate,
Okay,
you don't
so-
even know. You weren't here for the whole
You went the
underwater thing
merman.
that happened.
Well, if that's the case, Phil, I'm gonna rejig my ring around a little bit.
Ew,
So I'm
did
just
need
gonna-
to know that. Sorry.
Everyone's a funny fucker today.
I'm
You
sorry.
gonna rejig what?
It's gonna rejig his ring
Is
around.
that code?
Oh,
Is that
my.
code where you'd like some alone time?
Oh no.
Actually,
He's gonna cast his once per day levitate on himself, levitate off the
Oh.
ground into the tree line, and into the canopy, and use that as his vantage point.
Okay, so you go sit in a tree. What's everyone else going to do to prepare for this long rest?
Morin will get out of his armor first of all and have a little stretch,
Okay.
and then
I'm go-
Go on, Ava.
I was just gonna say, is this now
Come
a good
again?
time before we rest, just for you and Sal to get to have a chat about it and get to know it? You've just met, haven't you? Relatively recently. I mean, we've been fighting since you've met, really.
I mean, he was there when you guys met me.
He was there
Oh,
when
of
you
course.
met him as the Thorn Seller. Or
Told
met
a
them as
story
the,
about a ladder.
Oh, I do
Oh, I
apologise.
guess you weren't here for the underwater thing.
Oh, yeah.
We've been
Yeah, I
through
mean,
a
you didn't
lot
miss that.
in like the 2 weeks that you've been gone.
Sal saved the team underwater without a question of doubt there.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
And then we went and Sal invented the jacuzzi. So yeah, don't undersell yourself.
What is this jacuzzi you speak?
Well,
It's an
it's
Underdark
actually
thing.
called a
Yeah.
hot dog. We didn't invent it. It's actually an Underdark thing. It's like it's kind of like a hot spring that you make yourself. Anyway, so that's not the important thing. But basically, yeah, that it's it's not important. We definitely can't open this tree.
as you stare at the tree, the bark is completely sealed, and there is no remnants of any sort of doorway whatsoever.
Perhaps a magic thorn may help.
Yes, Ayla, perhaps a magic thorn may help.
Whilst this conversation is happening, Morin is going to open up one of the compartments on his, and he's going to take out his medical tools,
Okay.
and just start like going around and assessing people for patching up, with
Okay.
himself included.
Okay. Morvin's doing some patching up of some people, whilst you have your rest. What's everyone else doing? Raljan, what are you getting up to during this long rest, or before this long rest?
I am probably just going to set us up. I don't know. I was going to set us up a campfire, but don't know if that's maybe a good idea. No, I'm not really going to do anything. I can take. I'll volunteer to take the first watch.
Okay.
So I'm going to
Well,
reflect on
Happy to.
my youth in the trees in this area of the forest and do a little prayer to Malara and pray for guidance.
Okay. You can do that during yours. Okay. I'll come back to you in a moment. What's everyone else? Grinks is in a tree. Sal's punching a tree. Not happy with the tree.
I'll volunteer for second watch. I'm going to lash myself to the tree, and I'm going to have Nick's hair standing orders out to watch and protect, and wake me up after 4 hours, or unless Raljin calls for a beforehand, or Sal.
Okay.
Is there any reason why you've just tied yourself to a tree?
Yes. Yes, there is.
Why?
I'm going to be fumbling around. I'm out of alcohol. It's all that and the magic carpet are back in the carriage.
Okay.
What?
Oh yes, they are back in the carriage. Yeah.
You're doing that like. I'm sorry. Like, maybe I'm confused. you're doing like an Odysseus thing with the sirens. Why have you tied us?
I'm going to be taking an elven nap, which doesn't generally go well for me. Whilst I'm searching...
You know what? Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah. And whilst I'm searching, I'm going to pat my pockets looking for any emergency alcohol, and I'm going to find the letter Ralgin left.
Oh, yes.
2 sessions ago.
Yeah.
Phil, can I just have a quick look in the bag of holding just to see if there's any alcohol left for Grings?
I haven't voiced that I'm looking for it. So
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm literally patting myself down.
Okay.
Do I notice that you're absolutely coming down from your you're withdrawing from
I don't
your
know.
alcohol?
What's your passive perception?
No, I don't notice. No, I don't notice. A steam train could come through that forest right now, right past us, and
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't notice.
And you wouldn't even think, what the fuck is a steam train? As we all prepare and sort of bed down for this long rest, Ralgin, you're taking the first watch,
Yes.
so everyone else is going to have a sleep. So
Before that, though,
yep.
Sorry, Grinks did want to find the letter that I left him.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Does he have a physical copy of this letter?
No, but I've got it here. It says, if you're reading it, it's just a very brief note. It's not really a letter, it's just a brief note, although it's very elegantly written because Ralgin is prim and proper and pompous.
He majored in calligraphy.
It says, I believe in Gyron. It's not too late for him. I hope you can believe in him too. Signed, Ralgin.
Ralgin feels a piece of paper hit him on the head. No, I'm just kidding.
It gets scrunched up, thrown in my mailbag. I'm going to take an elven nap. Okay. So, Phil, whatever you do decide to fuck with me with, it's up to you.
Well, for now, we're going to go for long rest. I'm assuming, Maureen, you're the only one that needs a full rest, so I'm assuming you're the only one that's not going to be taking a watch, because everyone else are everyone else are elves, so they don't need 4 hours.
Yeah, you know what? They can they can carry the slack, and I'll have a good snooze.
Yeah. So, Ralgin, first hour of watch. What would you like to do during your watch?
Well, keep watch and just kind of contemplate everything that's happened in the past 2 weeks, what I found out about the future, what I found out about the past, the fact that, you know, everything about Monolari and all of that, and just be a sullen little half-elf boy.
Okay.
Especially considering that we've just potentially lost another ally.
Okay. So as you become a sullen little half-elf boy in the woods, your hour goes by on your watch, uneventful. And after your hour, who's taking second watch?
If I've had my 4 hours, I could.
Well, you haven't had your 4 hours yet, but you can have a long rest and have an hour's break in between. You'll still get your long rest. So, did you want to go next?
I probably don't, because I'm really battered and bruised. I want to regain all my hit points and my dice before I do, really.
Okay. Sal or Grinks then?
Sal will. Sal will.
Okay. So, Sal, what would you like to do on your...
As Ralgin is about to go to sleep, Sal just goes, that keeps happening to me.
What's that?
Being pushed through portals and then looking back and you expect someone to come back with you, and instead they just look at you and close the portal behind you.
I sit up from my sleeping bag and I go, I can stay up another hour. I don't need to rest just yet.
I thought Olis was going to follow me when she made the portal to the Feywild. And after I went through, I turned back and just looked at me and closed it. And it was exactly the same look that Yule had. He closed the portal.
I reach out and put my hand on their shoulder. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is that's led you through that portal. I don't know much about you, to be honest. But if there's something that you want or need to talk about, I'm here. I'll listen for as long as you need. And it's not exactly the same because I still got to keep my sister, but I had to leave Rel in the Feywild to that future version of my sister. And well, I guess I can sort of understand your pain. I mean, not fully, because I'm just gonna shut up now.
No, you, that I appreciate it. Olis wasn't really a family member, so I guess it wasn't quite the same, but she was the only one who, well, you saw what happened to me.
Yeah.
After that happened, my so-called family didn't want me back. They left me for dead, and she was, well, I ended up in a bad place and she found me, and because of her, I'm not dead.
Family isn't just blood kin. Family is who you choose, and it sounds like she was family to you.
Yeah. And I still don't know why he sent me away. Whether it was for my own safety or for another reason, some sort of purpose that I don't quite know. I mean, part of me thinks that it's that she knew that you or Gyron Grinks needed my help, but I don't know.
Well, we'll find out. And you may yet see her again.
I just hope she's still alive. That there weren't arrows flying towards her.
I know you don't have much use for the gods anymore, but I'll pray for you and for her.
She didn't much care for our gods. They'd not been kind to her, so maybe it seemed, I think she would have liked your, Elestrai.
Well, I hope so. And as I say, I know you don't have much use for the gods, but if you do ever want to know more, I'm happy to talk with you about her, and about your friend, or we can sit in silence and say nothing.
That works for me. I don't think I'm quite ready to talk about this yet. And I point to my mask.
I mean, between you and me, I think necrotic scars are just they seem to be a trademark of our group.
Yeah. They do like their scarring weapons down there.
The more I
Gives them
learn
some
about
ownership.
the more I learn about our kin, the more I realize I have a long, long mission ahead of me.
The more you should realize that you don't want to know.
They're
You
not all
don't
bad.
want.
You
You
should.
don't want any mission that takes you anywhere near. We should stay as far away from Bonolari as physically possible.
You should. You should come to Neloon sometime.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's find this town of Alar's first.
Yeah, this'll be interesting to see where Ayla came from.
Oh my goodness! If we get there and they're all just like him, it's gonna be interesting.
If they're all like him, then they're a town of good people.
Yeah, but we could also rob the place and they wouldn't realize. Oh, I see. Yeah, you meant in the other way. Yeah, of course. Also lovely people. Yeah.
The best way to end that conversation was like really heartfelt. I'm over here shedding tears, and then you ended at that. I'm crying for a different reason.
Best will in the world to Ayla, but I mean, anyway, I'm gonna keep watch now.
Yeah. Good night, Sal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the talk and sorry for.
It's fine.
Anyway.
Is there anything else, Sal, that you wanted to accomplish on during your watch?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm just gonna look around like the paranoid little asshole I am.
Okay. So for the hour that you are there, very little happens. You might hear the odd noise of some animals in the woodland, maybe a bat or something every now and then. But nothing, no danger approaches you at all.
At the end of my hour, I go up to Grinks and I poke him with a stick.
Grinks, you are now awake. After a surprisingly restful sleep.
I'm very confused about the whole thing. I'll untie myself, put the rope away.
So did that make you feel better or something?
Yeah. Safer.
Yeah, good. Good night.
Good night, Sal. I'm going to stay in my perch.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to accomplish during your watch?
Well, I've had a couple of hours sleep, so thematically, would my spells have come back?
Not yet. You'd still need to get a couple more hours, but you feel well rested so far, but you still need to have 2 more hours sleep.
Okay.
But 1 hour out of that isn't going to interrupt that. If you know what I mean.
Okay, so, yeah. I'll get my spellbook ready, go through my diary.
Okay.
Make a few more notes of what's happened since then, because I haven't actually had a chance to update anything in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Take the crumpled letter from Raljin out, straighten it out, fold it and put it in the diary, and flip the diary over and start contemplating my spells for the next day.
Okay. After about an hour of working on those and sorting your diary out, contemplating your spells and things, and keeping an eye out for things, once again it goes by rather uneventfully. Nothing of import happens during your watch, and after the hour is up, I think it will be Aylar's turn to. You'd have to go down and wake up Aylar.
I won't have to go anywhere. I will send Nyx, and I will lash myself back to the tree and go back to an elven rest.
Aylar, you are woken up by a bird pecking on your forehead. Wake up! Wake up!
Aylar wakes up, hopefully. I mean...
Yeah, you do eventually stare. You do have a little bit of a red mark on your forehead because the bird had to hit you that many times. But you do eventually wake up to start your watch. In fact, as you wake up, you hear a man's voice, and coming from Nyx, just say, "It's time to keep a lookout," and then flies back up to the tree.
Yeah, I carry out
Okay.
my duties to the best of my abilities. I
Okay.
take an interest in the watch, and I take it seriously. And I'm looking for anything that sparks a memory of the past.
Okay.
I'm looking for signs that I recognise the place. I'm looking for life within the trees. You know, are they ents? Are they?
Okay.
Is there anything spiritual or magical? And I'm just thinking. I'm praying to Malara for guidance.
Okay. So first of all, give me a history check.
Okie dokie. So I'll just look at my history. My history is history is +1.
Yeah,
So I'm going to
figured
do
it
that.
was.
It's a 17 on dice. That's 18.
Nice, 18. The area is somewhat familiar. But you also know that the Eladell Woods is all very samey. When you were leaving, you were actually by mockery given a map to get you out because they didn't want you there. You when you announced that you were leaving to the village the village council, they were quite happy to send you on your way. In fact, they gave you the map that they will have given you will have been one that burns up upon leaving. So it'd been like one that as soon as you leave it has like a time on it, and it would have sort of like almost turned to ash upon leaving the Eladell, so you couldn't find your way back. That kind of mockery. So
they're nice, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, those people obviously weren't nice to you. You'll remember from your own history that Eladell was not liked within the elven village of Eladell because of the fact that he was a half-blood. But times have changed, and obviously desperate times as well at the moment. As you're sitting there, just remembering the awful time that you had there, apart from the times that when you were with your mother, of course, and you do a little prayer to Melora, you hear almost like a sound of something dropping on the floor, like something small, like something falling out of a tree. Through the darkness, you kind of look with your elven dark vision. You go to investigate, and you heading over to the area where you heard the sound, and you look on the floor just at the bottom of a tree. The tree itself is it's got green leaves and sort of like white flowers, small tiny white flowers, and inside some of the flowers some berries have begun to grow, and on the floor you notice that some berries have dropped onto the floor, and they're purple in colour, almost like raspberries looking, but they're not raspberries, and sort of like this is what you see on the floor.
Do I recognise them or know of these?
Give me a nature check.
Okay, so my nature is +1. All right, so I rolled 9 on dice. That's a 10.
A 10. You're unsure. Let me just give you that description again because I went a bit wrong. They're small. Sorry, they're actually quite small, purplish coloured berries. They're not in a cluster. They're actually individual ones. But they've come off in little clumps, like little branches that have fallen off. That's the sound that you heard. You with a 10, you are not sure what these berries are. You do know that you can eat them. You know that through from living in the Eladell that you can actually eat these, but you can't remember what they're called. You know they're also quite good for making juices and wines as well. But you can't quite remember what they're called. Not with a 10. Hey, domesticated moss, good to see you.
Alright, if I know I can eat them, how many have I got?
In your hand there's like a small branch, they're on like a purplish vine, and there's probably about 20 odd there. They're very small. They're quite tiny.
Alright, I'm just gonna take one and eat one.
Okay. It's got a bit of a not a soury taste, but like a berry flavour, I guess, but a bit sourer than like not more sour than sweet. But
does it ring any bells? Do I recognise the taste? Have I had these before?
Yeah, like I say, you've had them before, and you recognise what they are. But with, like I say, with the 10 on your nature check, you can't recall what they're called. You're not entirely sure what they are, but you know that you don't feel any different. No, slightly more satiated, I guess. You've got a taste of berry in your mouth.
Okay. Was there anything else that fell to the floor apart from that? Was that just it?
No, that was just it. But
okay.
just
I'm going to show Malrin these once.
Okay.
He's had his long rest.
Okay, so at the end of your long rest, you sort of you take these back to you sit down and you keep an eye on everything. The rest of your long rest goes by pretty uneventful, and eventually light begins to come to the forest area, and morning comes, and everyone you eventually wake up fully rested, fully healed, and fully spelled up. Morning is here. What would you like to do?
I'm going to show Malrin the berry.
Okay, Malrin.
Malrin will have a look at them and say, they appear to be some kind of local flora. Do you know what these are, Aylar?
I don't know what they are, but I know you can eat them.
Describe the properties to me some more. Do you use them for medicine? Do you use them for food?
Phil, what would
you know that you can eat them. You know that they've probably been used for making wines and juices, but you're not quite sure what they're called.
So don't tell Grinks, but you can use them to make wine.
Okay. I also suspect that Grinks has alcoholism. Just throw that one in there.
If you would like to try and identify these more, and you can make me a nature check.
I will make you a nature check. And I'll roll an 18 on dice, which means it's a 26.
Okay, nice. You know exactly what these are. You've read about these in your many books in your library. These are called elderberries.
Elderberries?
Elderberries.
Wait, these are like real life berries, aren't they?
Yes, these are real life berries.
Yeah.
They grow on elder trees.
Please don't tell me that Aylar never smells of them.
Sorry?
I was making a Monty Python joke.
Oh, okay.
Your mother smells of elderberries.
Yeah.
Your father is a hamster, and your mother smells of elderberries.
Guys, the eyes of the elders.
Yep.
Elderberries. So, did Sal hear that in the background?
I'm guessing.
No, that was out of character.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, Malrin will say these, Aylar, are what are called elderberries. Now...
And they look like eyes.
They do look like eyes.
They don't look like eyes.
They're round. They're round.
They are round. That is the only similarity.
Oh dear.
I stopped casting prestidigitation on the one that I'm showing Aylar, so he doesn't think it looks like an eye.
And they
I'm
look
just
like
googling elderberries.
Is there an obvious trail of these? Like, can we see trees that are blossoming?
No.
As you have a look at the elderberries and you find out where Eli got them from, he shows you that there is an elder tree, not that far from the pathway that leads northwards, where the plaque is, and a few trees further down, just at the end, just inside the entrance of this pathway, there's another elder tree. As you look on the trunk of the elder tree, you notice there is a single eye looking at the pathway, or looking at the other elder tree within the pathway. As you look at the other elder tree, which is just within the pathway, there is another single eye on that elder tree. It looks further down the pathway, and as you just glance further down the pathway, you notice there is another elder tree, green leaves and sort of white flowers and little purple berries hanging off it. Just a little bit further, probably about 30 feet down the pathway.
I will turn to Aylar and say, Aylar, I think you've solved this mystery.
The eyes of the elders We'll show
Thank
you
you,
the way.
Maureen. I don't pretend to be as wise as you, for certain, but I am definitely wiser than the others.
You today have earned a
Oh,
marking
dead.
point of wisdom.
And what we're going to do there, guys, now that you've finally solved the riddle, we're going to go to break, and hopefully you'll be able to find your way through the Eladell woods by following the eyes of the elders. We'll go to break now, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes, where we'll continue. I'm going up until 10 o'clock tonight. I'm hoping most of you will be able to stick
Yeah,
around
I
there.
can stay as long
Oh,
as.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that Morwen, you can't always, but we'll see how far we get. Right,
No, that sounds good to me.
10 minutes, okay, and then we'll come back at about 20 past 8.
Yeah.
See you
Excellent.
soon.
See you soon. See you soon for break time. Hello everyone and welcome back to Call It Crits. It's been a fun session so far. Well, I say a fun session. The guys have spent the first part of the session trying to solve a riddle that I thought was going to be really easy, and it turned out it wasn't. But yes, so
We're not all forest folk.
sorry.
We're not all forest folk.
No, you're not all forest folk. That is true.
All I'll say, it's a good job Elar's there. That's all I'll say.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
So you were
Brains of
teleported.
the operation.
You were teleported into the Eladell Woods, which by Yul, and the Eladell Woods is the woodland which surrounds the town of Eladell, which is the town that Alar actually comes from. Once you got there, Alar had warned the party that there are obviously usually certain enchantments and riddles which surround the Eladell Woods to prevent people from getting too close, people who shouldn't, and getting too close to Eladell, the town of Eladell. So, as you got there, you managed to uncover a plaque which read, "The eyes of the elders will show you the way." You got halfway there with the eyes, and you noticed that, trees have eyes, which are where branches have formed and broken off to form these scars, which are called eyes. But it sort of went a bit off kilter where he started looking for the oldest tree and took elders to, mean elder.
How silly of us.
I know. Well, I did mention that it was a riddle. A riddle. It was a self-written riddle as well, by the way. I didn't look this up.
A good riddle.
I didn't look this up anywhere. Anyway, with a little help from Melora, Alar got a little bit of guidance, and some elderberries fell off a nearby tree. He wasn't able to identify them. However, in the morning, Molrin was, and you've managed to identify that the elder trees, all have a single eye on them, which are leading down the pathway leading northwards. How would you like to proceed?
I would suggest northwards.
Okay. Would you like to follow the pathway?
Follow the trees.
Yeah,
Follow
the
the
trees. Off the path.
trees. Okay. So, as you start to follow the pathway, following the trees, you notice that there are a few times along the journey, and the journey, we'll say for the first hour of the journey, there are a few occasions where the pathway goes off in 2 or 3 different directions. However, having solved the riddle, the eyes of the elders will show you the way. You continue to follow the direction in which the eyes of the elder trees are pointing.
Bill,
yes.
as we set off, I'm going to hand my ring back to Ralshin and just say, spend an hour getting to know this. I've got a surprise for you later.
Okay.
Interesting.
Ring on.
Okay.
Ominous.
Dun, dun. So you keep following the elder trees, and for the first hour, a few pathways. Second hour goes by, and it's the same, quite a few different pathways. And you have been travelling for quite some time now. It goes through to some different open areas. You actually on your journey see some animals sort of running around, a few deer, and some hogs, some boar, that are sort of like roaming around, as well as squirrels, birds, and other wildlife in the area. It actually seems to be quite lavish in wildlife, flora and fauna. It's actually
Any one of these could be a druid.
absolutely could be. You also notice that there are different types of trees as well, not just the green leaf trees, but deciduous and indeciduous, blossom trees, trees that have leaves that look out in different seasons, so autumn-leafed trees. Almost like there's a culmination of different, like a myriad of different trees that have been grown in this area, suggesting that you'd be getting closer and closer to some sort of civilization. As you're walking, I'd like everyone to give me a perception check, please. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
You cut out for a second there. We got as you're walking.
Oh, sorry. That was all I said. Anyway, as you're walking, I'd like everyone to give me a perception check, please.
Okie dokie. I have advantage on the side.
Oh wow.
I did really badly. Oh no.
Sal's our perception person.
Yeah, I know. I got an 8. I rolled
How?
a 2.
Oh no!
I rolled a 2.
Oh.
Sal is so busy being paranoid that they don't see the wood for the trees.
But
Like they are still looking for some sort of invisible assassin that has followed them through the portal, disguised as a squirrel.
I'll
14.
sidle up to Sal and just kind of reassure Sal. I rolled really shit as well, Phil, so mine was like 8.
Oh gosh.
That's like 9.
Well,
9.
No, we both
Got a
we
9,
just
an 8, a
like-
14, a 12.
Malrin got a 15.
Okay. Malvin and Ralgin.
Yep.
You two, as everyone else is walking, and Alar kind of leading the way, I guess, because he knows part of where you might be going, I guess. Alar and Ralgin, you notice as you're walking a subtle mist.
Malrin and Ralgin?
Sorry, Malvin and Ralgin, sorry. You notice a subtle mist begin to roll in from all directions. Coming from the sides and the back, and eventually you can sort of see in the distance sort of rolling in ahead of you as well.
Is
getting-
this mist heavily obscured?
It's getting closer and closer, and it is starting to. It does sort of obscure the land around you. So it does sort of make it look. It's rolling along the ground. It's not too high, but it does make sort of the distance. Obviously, it's further in the distance, so it's sort of curving round as it gets towards you, and it's rolling in somewhat quickly at this point.
Is it warm?
You can't tell if it's warm or not because it hasn't got to you yet.
Okay.
What are you doing? It's coming in quickly. It's probably about 20 seconds away from you.
Alar, is this something that the town employs? Is it some kind of defence?
so what would I say to that?
Alar, make me an intelligence roll, please. You can add your history if you like, if you have it.
I've got a 19 on dice, and history's a +1. That's an unnatural 20.
Okay, that is a success, and you do not have very much time. You have just enough time to tell the party that this is known as the Lonely Mist. And you need to be able to warn the party that you need to keep walking straight and not deviate from your path.
Okay, I'm going to pass that message on immediately.
Okay.
Okay. As he says
Right.
that, the mist grows closer and closer and eventually engulfs all of you. Your visibility
Before it does-
becomes 0.
Before it does, I am actually going to put my hand on Grinx's shoulders. He's the closest one to me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I order Lynx to jump up on my shoulders and then reach out for whoever's nearest to me.
Okay.
In both hands, one behind me, one in front of me.
Okay.
I'm going to cast the cantrip Dancing Light. So I'm going to have the 4 globules. I'm going to have a light at the front and one along the line of us. So there is a continuous line of light.
Okay. So you just hear Alar say, "Don't deviate from the path. This is called the Lonely Mist. Don't deviate from the path." And as that happens, the mist just engulfs you all. Your visibility becomes 0 for about 10 seconds, until eventually the mist subsides. Ralgin, we're going to start with you, and what I'd like everyone else, can you please... Sorry, I just did something then. Sorry. Everyone else, can you please jump out and go into the waiting room, please?
Oh.
We'll see you soon. I don't know if...
Sorry, Phil. Phil, who's going and staying? Am I going?
Yeah, can you please just head into the waiting room? I'll come and get you in a minute.
Right, how do I do that then?
Just leave this voice channel and go into the voice channel known as the waiting room.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I see it. Bye.
Okay, Ralgin, just me and you. So, eventually, the mist subsides and the area around you becomes clear. However, no one else is around. The person that you had grabbed hold of is now just a branch that you are holding on to. And for what you thought was links that you were carrying is actually just your pack. You look around and there's no one else around at all. You are alone on this same path that you were on just a second ago.
Okay. So, I'm smart enough to realise that this is some sort of magic at play.
Okay.
And Ayla told me to stick to the path.
Mm-hmm.
So, that is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to keep heading in the direction that I was heading, keeping an eye out for the elder trees, and sticking to the path.
And you do. You see the elder trees. They're still pointing straight forward, and you do right to stick to the path. One thing does feel uneasy, though, is that Lynx is no longer with you. However, when you look into the tree line, you see that Lynx is wandering through the trees. She looks like she's chasing something, like she's tracking something down in the tree line, about 20 foot into the thicket.
Okay. I would like to... let me just double check, because I'm pretty sure there is something about an animal companion bond. Let me see. Beastmaster. Beast obeys your commands as best it can. Not in that one. Sorry, I'll be quick as I can. Right. Okay, so there we go. Sure. Which draws strength from your manager. The beast is trinity when you compare them with commands. Okay. There's nothing there, but it seems I was mistaken.
Okay.
However, I would like to use my animal handling.
Okay.
To call Lynx back to my side, and as a Beastmaster, she should obey my commands anyway.
She should,
or not.
Absolutely.
So if she doesn't, I'm going to assume that it's a trick.
Okay. So you call out to Lynx, and as you call out Lynx's name, she turns and looks back in your direction, and then turns back and continues to prowl, and then pounces on something. As she pounces, you hear a and the floor gives way, and you see almost like a of dust, as if she's fallen through into a trap. What do you do?
I call out her name, knowing that she can answer.
There is no response.
No meows, no nothing, no...
Give me a perception check.
No pain.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. 21.
It takes a little time of listening, but you hear the distinct sound of a cat in pain. Not a talking cat in pain. A cat in pain.
Okay.
So painful wails, as if she's broken something or been impaled on something.
Okay, I am going to roll... Would it be... I mean, I don't have Arcana, but I would like to see if I can tell if this is an effect of the magical fog?
I would like.
don't
I would
don't
like
believe
you
it's there.
then to give me. It will be an Arcana check.
So straight intelligence for me then. Okay. Don't let me roll. Yes, not the best. 13.
13. It feels real, but also something odd about it as well. You think that if she'd been impaled or hurt or in some
She'd be
way,
calling
that
for
she'd
help.
be calling for help, not meowing and
Yeah.
wailing.
Despite my instincts, I keep on the path, clutching my pack tight.
Okay, so you continue to walk through the path until you get to what appears to be an archway between two elder trees. It's strange, you can't see beyond it, the mist is so thick. But you instinctually step through, and there is a bright white light. And I'd like to keep you there, please, while I go into the waiting room and get the next person. I want you to stick around.
Okay.
Okay, so 1 second, I'll be right back. There we go. Hello. I would like. I'm done with Rob, but he's going to stay in the other one.
Ash is busy for a minute. He can't come back yet.
Oh right, okay. Sorry.
Baby, so-
So the next person I would like is Sal. Anyway, please. So Sal, could you
Okay.
please come into the Accalia chat? I will be with you guys as fast as I can. Okay.
Bye.
Hello. Right, Rob. If you could be as quiet as you can during this bit, that would be great.
I'll put myself on mute.
So you can just listen. You're allowed to listen, but just no talking. Okay, Sal.
Yes.
As the mist clears, and you would grabbed hold of Grinx's shoulder, as the mist clears and you look around, you notice that you are not actually holding on to Grinx's shoulder. What you're actually holding on to is the branch of a tree. You instinctively let go and look around, and you're on the same path in the same area, but you are completely alone. You hear Elar's words that he said before the mist caught up with you all. He said, "This is the lonely mist. Don't deviate from the path." What would you like to do?
Can I still see the elder trees?
You can still see the elder trees. They are still there, yes.
Okay. Not panicking. I'm going to keep following the path. And I'm not going to do that thing where I say hello out loud.
Okay.
Yes. And then, because I don't want to hear anyone reply. Not scared at all, and everything's fine. We're just going to walk through the trees.
Okay. As you're
In the-
walking down the pathway and keeping to the path and not deviating at all, you hear a familiar whisper in your ear. You hear the voice of Lolth speaking to you. "Hello, my child. Come to me. We are here."
Where?
You turn your head to the ear where the voice is coming from, your damaged ear, in fact, and you turn, and as you look into the thicket, you can see a darkened building. It's like a temple of sorts. As you look closer, it's about 20 feet into the thicket. You can see it's a cobweb design with the symbol of the Spider Queen just above the doorway. A trail of spiders appears to be leading from your feet into the woodland towards the doorway.
So obviously a trap.
What would you like to do?
No.
Come, my child.
What was it you said to me the last time I heard your voice?
Say that again.
What was it you said to me the last time I heard your voice.
You mustn't fear me, child. Come. You can have all you want. You can rise through the matriarchy.
Fuck that. I'm gonna keep walking, 'cause that's not what I want, although it's really tempting.
Okay, so you continue to walk, ignoring the spiders. In fact, what you notice is the trail of spiders seems to keep circling you, almost like they're trying to allure you back into the woodland.
Nope.
However, you ignore all temptation and find yourself into an archway which is made up of 2 elder trees, and the eyes looking inwards, and the mist in the middle of the archway is too thick but very bright. As you step through, everything goes white. And I'm going to go get the next.
I made the right decision.
I'm going to go get the next person. So, if you could stick around here for me, please.
Yes.
You two are now on the other side of this, but you'll find out exactly what it is in a moment. Once I get the next person, if you could just mute yourself like Rob did, and you can listen to what they go through, but you can't interact with them. Okay. I'm going to get my next person. Next victim.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hello. Has Malvin returned, or am I taking one of you?
He's returned.
He has returned, in which case, Malvin, you're on mute. Has he?
Oh, and he was chatting. There he is.
There he is.
Just getting Violet a dummy. 2 seconds.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
In fact, yeah, right, I am free now. I'll jump in the other chat.
Okay, yeah, jump into the Accalia chat for me.
Okay. Oh.
Right, guys, just got Malvin coming in.
Yep.
Hello.
Muted.
Right, these two are going to mute themselves. They're allowed to listen to what's going on with you, but they cannot interact. So, Malvin, as you hear Ayla sort of warn you about the mist being known as the Lonely Mist, and you must stick to not deviate from the path no matter what happens. The mist begins to clear. Did you grab hold of someone in the time that the mist was?
I believe Rousing would have grabbed hold of me because we were next to each other.
Okay, so what you actually feel is rather than Rousing holding onto you, find yourself just touching a branch of a tree that's just outstretched and just sort of touching on your shoulder. As the mist clears, there's no one else around, and you find yourself all by yourself, all alone, on the pathway.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Instinct tells me to not approach this with magic, but I'm approaching it with magic.
What would you like to do?
Okay. I will move to the tree line.
Okay. Move to the edge of the tree line. Do you go into the thicket?
No, I will stay specifically at the edge.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Gift of Alacrity on myself,
Okay.
just in case.
Mhm.
And... So the fog has disappeared, the mist has disappeared.
Yes, the mist is no longer around you at all. You can't see it anywhere.
I guess I'll progress up the path then.
So as you're progressing up the path for a little while, after a while, you see a large snake that appears in the middle of the pathway, just ahead of you. It slithers.
It's seen me.
It's seen you, absolutely. Yeah, it's probably about the size of you as well. It slithers towards you and approaches you. As it gets within about 5 feet of you, it instantly wraps its tail around your leg and slams you down to the ground. I'd like you to make a strength saving throw, please.
One that I'm not very good at. That's 6.
6. You feel yourself being instantly dragged into the thicket. You're being pulled off the path as the snake begins to drag in. You find yourself grabbing hold of the bottom of a tree and to stop yourself from being pulled in. You hear a voice hissing at you. Come with me.
I will cast Fawn Whip, and I will use it to get some anchoring on the ground.
Okay, you use Fawn Whip and get some anchoring on the ground. You hear the voice saying, just give up. Come with me, and I will take you to safety.
Is it speaking in the common tongue?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to respond in Naga. Only Naga is... I can only take an order in Naga.
Okay.
Do I get any reaction?
You feel it try to pull you in more. I'd like you to give me another strength check, please.
That's far better. That's a 14.
That's a 14. As you feel it pulling you further into the thicket, as if it's trying to drag you into the tree and off the pathway, another snake, thinner in build, but as you notice, and as it comes closer, this snake has 5 heads. It slithers towards you and outstretches 2 of its heads out to your arms. You grab hold of them, and it pulls you back. The might of this snake is stronger than the might of the one that's pulling you into the trees. It pulls you back onto the pathway and then evaporates into a puff of smoke.
Was it quite obviously a Shekinester style serpent?
Very obvious to be a
With 5
Shekinester style serpent, yes.
Awesome.
What would
That
you
was a
like
really
to do?
hard thing to say. Well, with that, I'm going to cast non-detection on myself.
Okay.
So, I will pull some diamond dust out of my bag. I will flick it up into the air, and I'm now effectively invisible to divination magic.
Very nice. Do you continue
Just
down
a
the
moment.
path?
I will continue down the path.
Okay. As you continue down the pathway, you eventually get to 2 elder trees, which are sort of arched up, forming an archway, and in between them you can't see what's there because it's obscured by mist, a bright mist. As you step through, everything goes bright, and I'm done with you for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my next victim, but I'd like you to stick around. But just keep yourself on mute. You can listen to what's going to happen to my next victim, but you may not interact. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just going to go and get my next victim. I'll be right back. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Hello. Right, so I'm going to take with me Grinks, if that's okay. That does mean you're going to be by yourself for a little while here, live. Is that all right?
That's fine. No
Okay,
problem.
I will be as fast as I can with this victim. I'll be right back. Right, so Grinks, meet me in the main chat. Player's gone. Okay. Hello. Right, Grinks. Okay.
I didn't do it.
Okay. These guys are here, but they're not going to be able to interact or anything. They're just here to listen. So, Grinks, as the mist engulfs you all, and you hear Elar's words just before the mist sort of covers and obscures your vision of him, you hear him say, "This is the lonely mist. Do not deviate from the path." You lose vision of everyone. You had Sal grabbing hold of your shoulder, I believe, and you had held onto Sal. And as the mist sort of dissipates around you, you realise that you are completely alone. And what you were actually holding onto, and what was holding onto you, was actually just a branch of a tree that was touching onto you and outstretched and touching you. And you are now completely by yourself on this path.
No nicks on my shoulder?
Nyx isn't even there either. You are completely alone.
Use a bonus action to try and summon Nyx because she's in a pocket she goes to a pocket dimension.
You use a bonus action to try and summon Nyx, and you form a shadow. The shadow almost takes the form of Nyx, but then doesn't make full form and just kind of disappears. Almost as if something's stopping you from having any company.
Okay. Am I still in the woods, or
You are still on the. You're still on the same pathway that you were with your friends. It's sort of like a brown dirt pathway that leads straight up. There's some sort of bends and things between the trees, but it's one pathway. You can still see the elder trees either side, which have the eyes on, which point you in the right direction.
So follow the elder trees as was the previous instruction, making sure to keep the sun in the same position. So I don't know whether it moves east to west, as it does here, or however it works.
Yeah, it's the same, same sun. So you keep doing that. As you travel for a little while, you suddenly hear some voices from behind you, speaking in Undercommon. I swear to Lolth I saw him come in here. It can't have been him. He's surely dead. I tell you, Gyron Arateeth lives. Imagine the reward that we'll get from the matriarch if we bring him in.
I'm casting Melf's Mighty Meteors. Not minute meteors.
Okay.
Immediately.
Okay, so just tell me what the spell does.
6 globs of fire. Tiny spheres start circling me.
Okay, so tiny spheres start circling you. You hear the voices, and they're still sort of like, oh, I think you went down this way. And you hear them coming from all different directions.
Is there any that was coming from the direction that I was going?
So in the direction that you were heading in, yes, you hear some of the voices. Like, oh, maybe he's over here. I think we've got him surrounded.
I'm gonna start walking towards them with purpose.
Okay, you start walking.
Char a bitch.
You're gonna what? Sorry.
I'm gonna char a bitch.
Okay, so you start walking and you hear the voices and say, oh, I think we've got him surrounded now. Look at him. He's walking as if he's going to be able to do something. There's too many of us, only one of him. Oh, the prize that we're going to get once we take him back to Mornalari. I can almost taste the gold.
Are the voices getting any closer?
The voices seem to be staying equidistant the whole time. You don't seem to see anybody.
I'm going to start picking up pace, making sure that I'm following the eyes, still.
Mm-hmm.
But I am ready. If I see any movement or anything like that, someone's going to get burnt.
Okay. As you're making your way about halfway up the path, you turn around and see 2 shadows just sort of coming sort of around the corner. So you've sort of turned a corner in the pathway and you see 2 shadows, quite tall, elven-like shadows in the distance, coming around a corner.
I'm going to start stalking that way. I'm not hiding, I am walking with purpose.
Okay.
I'm waiting to see any blade being drawn, any arrow being knocked.
Oh, you can see that they have blades in their hands.
Oh, goody. I'm going to keep walking as soon as I see the whites of their eyes.
Okay. You see the shadows, and you keep walking towards them, but they seem to stand still. You don't see any person there. What you do see, however, is just inside the thicket, about 20 feet in, there's a small hut. Would be an ideal hiding place.
Is it off the path?
Yeah, it's about 20 feet into the thicket.
That was not Eladell's instruction.
Small huts.
Eladell's instruction was to stay to the path.
Okay.
There's magical and druidic shenanigans going on, but I can't discount the possibility that they've found me. So I'm going to keep walking, following the eyes.
Okay.
And I'm not going to take my eyes off these 2. If they make an aggressive move, I'm going to be sending some meteors at them.
Okay. As you turn away from the hut and away from the shadows in the distance, you hear the voices again, back in Undercommon. Can't believe he got away. It probably wasn't even him, you idiots. sorry, boss. Guess we're not getting that gold after all. And the voices dissipate and the shadows move away from you. You continue to walk up the pathway until you get to 2 arching elder trees. And in between you can't actually see through, but there is a mist, a white mist. As you step through between the 2 trees, everything goes white. And I'm going to go get my next victim.
Okay.
Right, so you guys can have a chat for a little bit if you like, while I just go and get Ayla, but I'll be really quick. So hang on 1 second. Hello, Ayla. You're on mute, so I can't hear you. If you are talking. Hello. Bless you. Would you like to come and join me in the Accalia chat, please? So the other guys are going to be in there, but yeah, they're just going to be able to listen to what's going on. They can't interact. Okay? All right. Okay, I'll see you in a second. In the other one.
Fireball with 2
Okay,
meteors
guys. Turn yourself onto mute, please. And I've just got Ayla now. I'll see you in a second. Okay, right, Ayla.
Hello.
So, you see the lonely mist creeping in, and as you were warned by Raljin and Molrin of its imminency, you managed just in time to tell the party that this is the lonely mist and they are not to deviate from the path. Otherwise, bad things can happen.
Not to what?
Not to deviate from the path. Not to leave the path. As you know what's going to happen, so I will tell you. You know that as soon as this mist engulfs you, you are going to find yourself all alone. It doesn't matter what happens, you are going to be completely by yourself. So, as the mist engulfs you and then clears, as expected, you are completely alone on the path. No one else around. Your allies appear to be on their own path now, as expected. You know what's good. You know what happens here, in character. So, what would you like to do?
Stick to the original brief.
Okay, so you follow the path, and as you're walking, along the path, in the distance, you can see 2 figures. One quite tallish, female. Another one, shortish, probably a teenage boy with long, blonde hair. Elven. As you get closer and closer, you begin to notice this is actually your mother. And a teenage boy whose facial features remind you a lot of your half-brother, Herion. She holds Herion in an embrace. The kind of embrace you always, the kind of embrace that you liked to have, a motherly embrace. The kind of embrace you miss. You turn around, and behind you, there's a decorated soldier, probably about 15, 16 years old, and a man with his arm around him, looking proud. You recognise these to be a younger version of Kingsley and your father, Bronwyn. He's got pride in his eyes, proud of his son. And you feel a bit of a sense of grief in that, because they never accepted you, but they're willing to accept their other children. You turn around again and are shocked to see a towering figure above you, much taller than he is in real life, but you notice this to be Osiren, towering above you. He speaks. Her people didn't want you. He didn't want you. They both found happiness without you. At least I had a use for you. He turns towards the thicket, about 20 feet in, and a magic circle appears. It lights up the area. Step into the circle. Come back. You'll be welcomed with open arms. I can give you purpose once more. And he extends his arm out towards the magic circle. What do you do?
Ignore the visions. Ignore what's going on. These are all part of this mist's attempt to distract me from keeping in a straight line. Like, I was the one that said stay on the path, stay straight. That's what I'm going to do.
Do you turn away from Osiren?
How do you mean?
Do you turn away from him? So do you turn away from him and start walking and continue to walk on the path?
I stick to the brief.
Okay.
Brief that was.
So as you turn and face, going back in the northward direction that you were heading in, you hear Osiren's voice once again. You're useless without me. Ayla, come back. I can give you all that you wanted, and you can have a purpose again.
I put my fingers in my ears, and I stick to the brief.
You're a fool, Ayla, and I will come for you.
I can't hear this. My fingers are in my ears.
As you put your fingers in your ears and continue to walk up the pathway, eventually the nobilistic ranting stops, and you turn and he is no longer there. You continue to walk up the pathway until you get to two elder trees arched together, with the eyes pointing inwards into a mist, a bright mist. As you step through the archway, everything goes bright for all but 5 seconds. When you eventually find yourself reunited with the rest of your party, you can all unmute yourselves now, guys. It's almost seeming like you all walk out at exactly the same time, sort of blinking into a bright light, and the mist clears, and you find yourself in an open area filled with pumpkins, of all things.
Oh no.
Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Everybody made it through, yes.
Was anybody tempted?
Yeah.
Fireballs flying round me.
Where's Lynx? Is Lynx with me? Is she in my arms?
Lynx is Lynx is actually down by your side. In fact, she comes through and she's blinking as well, and she looks up at you and she says, I thought that you'd gone. I thought you'd fallen into a trap. I was going to go in and get you, but then it didn't feel right. I was going to go rescue you, but then I remember what Ayla said, and for some reason I followed his instruction.
It's okay. It's okay. You did the right thing. I thought I saw the same thing. It was some, and I let out curse in Undercommon and illusion.
I'm going to try and summon Nyx again. Is she there?
Nyx is already on your shoulder. Yes. It's like she never left.
Does it look as though there's any immediate danger around us?
So you look around, and the area that you're in it's like a pumpkin patch. It's like an open area with orange pumpkins. In fact, I might be able to just get up a little map for you. Do. Once it opens.
I'm going to wander over to Sal. Did you see them?
The spiders?
No. The bounty hunters. From what
No. I'm assuming that we were all shown visions of what the forest thought was going to lure us away. I think it misunderstood me a bit.
Okay. What did everybody see? I saw Osiren trying to convince me to attend to his service, and I saw my father showing pride to my half brother, and my mother showing pride to my other half brother. That's what I saw.
That is
saw...
deep.
I saw Lynx. She was in trouble, but she couldn't talk, and she didn't obey me.
and Link saw you in trouble and wanted to help you.
That's right.
Grinks, what did you see? Or did you not want to say?
Bounty hunters wanting
Oh,
to
yeah.
plague me to take me back to Mornalari. I'm just going to be scanning the horizon. I've still got the fireballs out.
The
last
funny
10
thing
minutes.
is, I heard Lolth, and all I could think was, this is just, you've never spoken to me when I needed you, and now you're here. And I kept on thinking about Elistrai. Weird, eh?
Well,
What did Morin's?
I was presented with temptation for a different serpent to take me away. And although I struggled against it, Shekinester came through and pulled me away.
Yeah.
oh,
You have a map. Sorry, that was a really good little exposition there, telling everyone that you saw. It's really good actually because obviously no one will have known what Raljin saw, so it was you know, but everyone will have known what Eladell saw. But the reason I did that, I didn't want you guys to talk in the private thing. I couldn't trust you.
No, fair enough.
No, sorry, I'm kidding. Okay, so you find yourself, and I'm going to open this up on the stream so that the viewers can see. It's not gonna, but I don't want battle music.
Aylar's was really mean.
yeah.
Elad's
I
was
want to
mean.
give Aylar
but-
a hug.
Ella's used to being an outcast.
Oh,
used-
buddy.
He's used to that, so you
You're
know
our favourite himbo.
he's not. Oh, he's no longer the Alsatian. That's good.
Well, I was going to say that, but it's Golden Retriever, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Actually, golden retriever.
Oh dear. So, the area that you find yourself in is an open area with sort of trees and a pumpkin patch. Lots of different pumpkins sort of planted and sort of like making their way across. There's one main patch at the side that you're at, and a main patch at the other sides. Aylar, you'll recognise this. The pumpkin patches are not happy places. They're actually warning places. If you come across a pumpkin patch, it means that you've gone too far, and that Eladell is not happy at your presence. You also know that the doorway is just over there, the magic circle over there. If you can make it to that doorway, then you'll be transported to Eladell.
I explained this to the party.
All you'd have to do is step onto that magic circle.
Everybody, all we have to do is step onto the magic circle. Grinks, am I right in thinking that the magic carpet is on the invisible carriage that we'd have left in another dimension?
We left it at the last oasis.
The Iris Oasis.
Okay, so we can't use.
We can go back for that at some point.
Yeah,
Why?
I do.
Carpets there and other things.
Is there anything we can do to get there? I don't know, stealthily, or have you got any magic that can make us all levitate across, or
No.
Can we sneak across stealthily?
As you do notice, is there are sort of pumpkin, sort of like what they're called, the vines, I guess, pumpkin roots and pumpkin vines that kind of trail across all different directions across.
Right.
Across
Do
here.
not touch the vines, everybody. We take our time and we avoid the vines.
This is the fate all over again.
We do not touch the vines. Can anybody, Grint, can you levitate by yourself and travel the field?
How far is it from here to the magic circle?
We got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 60, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, about 100 feet.
I've got something that could be useful, but it's only for 2 of us.
Which 2 are not very stealthy or dexterous?
I'm fine.
I'll be fine.
I'm pretty okay.
What about you,
Including
little
you guys,
master?
sir.
I'm gonna just look towards Morin.
I'm more dexterous than you'd think for a 217-year-old man.
But you're also
Yeah.
wearing armor made of rocks.
I point at the boots and say, "These are compensators I designed myself."
I don't know what
am-
compensators means, but
I use prestidigitation, and I will sort of show that my boots.
oh, they're
are-
magic. Okay, well,
Sal, do you have any thorns that could help us cross this?
oh, Ayla, no, I don't. No, look.
You're gonna have to tell him the truth. Sal.
No, please don't, because it's too funny.
Oh, all right. So
I tell you what, Sal,
yes.
give everybody a thorn, and that will aid our crossing.
What about I go first, carefully,
Mm-hmm.
and if anything happens, you use your magic
I don't have a
Elf?
magic.
to rescue me. Yes.
Okay. but
Hang
you
on,
complete-
wait. I just remembered. There's a new spell I learned recently. Hang on. I raise my bow because it's my arcane focus, and I cast Pass Without a Trace, and we all get a +10
Oh.
to our
Ooh.
elf rolls.
Stealth.
You beautiful bastard.
So 2 minutes ago when I said
Does anyone
forgot
have
about-
anything?
I forgot about it until just now. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. Well, look,
So
I'm
you-
glad you remembered now instead of like
Yeah.
halfway through like peeling Sal off as some pumpkin monster.
So you have to stay within so many feet. of
30
me.
feet.
30 feet. Thank you.
It's an old Batu trick,
Okay.
isn't it, as well?
Sal,
Yes.
please can I have 4 of your thorns?
Yes. Here you go. Here are four
Right.
thorns.
Ayla's passing everybody else a thorn and keeping one for himself. This should help guide us across.
Right,
It should help us
okay.
distance.
Okay.
Well, Ayla, just so you know, you have to, when you get to the magic circle, you have to make like a bird noise. Otherwise, it won't work.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't matter which bird, you can choose.
Okay, dokie. I
Yeah.
see. You magical people are very strange. Yes.
I know, right? Yes. And before we go, you have to stand on one leg and turn around 3 times.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. All right, ready to go.
Okay, so
I-
passive outer trace gives you a bonus to stealth checks. Okay, so you can stealthily move across here. There will be separate dexterity checks, which are dexterity, not necessarily stealth checks. So there's dexterity, pure dexterity checks, which come into play here. The stealth, however, is to avoid detection. Just want to be clear on that. So getting
Yeah,
across
I
here.
Roll stealth
Yeah. So
separately
I would
and
like,
then-
yeah. So I'd like you all to roll stealth now, please, if that's okay.
And we get +10, right?
Yes.
Phil, question.
Yes.
Let me know when it's been 10 minutes from when I cast Mel's Mighty Meteors to that's when it runs out.
Okay, it's been about 5.
Okay. So, when. Let's have a look. So that is 27, 28, 29, 31 on stealth.
Okay, I'm just gonna
29 for me.
just gonna go ahead and make you all invisible.
Yeah, mine is. Hang on, let me work this out because I get to double my stealth. So plus my proficiency bonus. So that's.
There's probably nothing even here. We're doing this across a normal field.
That is a natural 20 for a total of 32.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. Raljin disappears.
He enters the plane of stealth.
Yes. I'm in someone else's campaign now.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Um,
Nice waves.
I didn't
least
get a
credit the
natural
first
20, I'm
campaign
afraid,
for that.
so I only got 36.
Oh wow.
Oh, shame.
wow.
There's Doug in my other campaign going, "Who the hell are you?"
Wow, you're a really nice dog.
Yeah. I'm a dog.
Wait, oh no, I'm sorry.
Spoiler
Pretend you didn't see me.
alert.
I have to go
Link's
back.
got a 16.
Say that again.
Link's got a 16.
Okay, with hang on, Link's got 16.
Yeah.
Plus
Is that
10.
With the 10.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about that.
26.
In that case, sorry, I do apologise. In that case, I got a 42.
Oh, had to beat Sal, didn't you?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot about my own pass without a trace.
So,
Okay,
with
that's
your
me told.
with your pass without a trace all done, you are pretty silent when moving across this field.
Watch us all get natural ones on our dexterity check.
Okay.
I'm
Who-
clutching the thorn.
Who is going first across here?
Sal will go first because
Okay. What
when
movement?
Sal starts to move, I'm going to take Nyx off my shoulder and place it on Sal's shoulder.
Okay.
oh hello.
Good luck.
Oh, good.
So, how far are you willing to move across here?
Well, as long as I'm staying within 30 feet of Raljin, so I guess that's 30 feet for now.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you're within 30 feet of Raljin, so you can move 25 feet and be within 30 feet of
I'll do that
Raljin.
then.
I need
Yeah,
one
no.
dexterity check from you, please.
Is it just
As-
dexterity or acrobatics?
It's acrobatics, I'll allow. So
Well,
you're
then-
trying to basically going. This is the laser field of pumpkin vines. You're
Oh
sort of
my
going
gosh.
up and over
This is
and
what I was made.
yeah.
23.
Oh yeah, you just deftly kind of step through. Some of them are quite spiky and so look like
Yeah.
they've got a good grip. I don't know if you've ever seen a pumpkin vine, but they've got a really good grip if they ever get a hold of you.
Yeah, but this is that you're talking to the elf who was living in a briar patch for a month.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is nothing to you. Just
This
in fact,
is fine.
you probably show off doing backflips a few times, and
Oh yeah.
and yeah, you've made it 25
Stealthily,
feet
though.
in. Yeah, very stealthily. In fact, you don't even make a sound. There's crispy leaves everywhere, and you're just avoiding them.
Cool.
Okay. Who's going next?
I don't mind
Maureen.
going next. Okay,
Or
Maureen.
or Rayla.
Which
You
one?
guys want Maureen?
Okay, Morin. Are you doing it to stay within 30 feet of Raljin?
I am, so I'll just go within the vicinity between.
Get to
Albion
there.
and Sal.
So we're there. So can you make me a dexterity check, please?
Yeah.
So you're
Just,
trying to
one's a-
go on.
Oh, sorry, Phil.
Now I was going to say, just as you in your armor, sort of like trying to move in and out of these pumpkin vines, which sort of swirl around, and yeah, go on.
Well, just as an FYI, I took the infiltrator style of armor, so my heavy armor doesn't cause disadvantage on stealth checks anymore.
It's got
perfect
beautiful
move, I
gem
think.
armor.
15.
15. Okay. It's a little clunky. You're definitely not as flexible as Sal. But you do manage to sort of make it sort of like stepping over, and then you're quiet. What was your stealth roll prior to this?
26,
Oh, so yeah, you're definitely quiet. Passive Without a Trace creates this wonderful silent aura around you all, and you manage to sort of get in and out, and your size really helps getting in and out and up into this point where Sal is. You barely move any of the branches. You do touch a few, but barely. So it's not enough for anything bad to happen. Who's going next?
I'll go next then.
Okay. So are you going? How far are you going to move?
I'm going to stay within the radius of Roljin because that makes perfect sense.
Okay. So you get to about there as well. Give me a dexterity check, please, as you move in and out of the pumpkin vines.
Okay, so I rolled 11 on dice, but I get
to add on my dex. So it's just normal dex.
Just your dexterity, yeah. Oh, acrobatics.
That's +4.
Ooh.
So 15.
15, yeah. Just managed to sort of like about the same sort of effort that Maureen put in. You kind of going, you sort of ducking under and following in Maureen's footsteps, going up and down. Sort of like there's a few different bits you have to go. It's like almost sort of dodge out. A leaf kind of brushes past your armor, but it's not enough to upset any of the foliage around. And you try to get to the point where Maureen is, really, really carefully and really, really quietly as well. It's insane because you're stepping on all these crunchy leaves around and you're not making any sound. It's really, yeah, you're doing really well. Who would like to go next?
I guess I and Lynx.
Okay, so can you make a stealth check for both? Not stealth check, a dexterity. So dexterity check for both you and Lynx.
Okay, so I'll do me first. That's not great. 12.
Sorry?
12.
12. Ooh, okay. That doesn't succeed. So you go and you start sort of like concentrating on holding the spell for everyone else, and you go and trying to follow in Elad's footsteps. Elad probably tried to show off a bit and took a few dangerous detours. So as you go to try and follow, doing the same thing, one of the sort of like the hooks on one of the vines, the spiky bits, gets caught on some of the leather on your armor, and it tugs slightly, pulling one of the branches. And one of the pumpkins over here kind of gets pulled towards you. I'm assuming you get about to there. One of these pumpkins kind of pulls towards. It makes a bit of a noise when you kind of turn around like, yeah. Can you roll for Lynx, please?
Oh, yeah, of course. She's a cat, so she's stealthy. 18.
18. Lynx manages to get to just behind you, and just up and down, in and out. Doesn't touch any of them. She's absolutely fine. A few leaves brush past her, but that's absolutely fine. Grinks.
Yeah, so just for knowledge, it was 31 on stealth.
Yeah.
And I am following my dear cousin. 12 on dex.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no. I get to add my proficiency as well, don't I? Because I'm acrobatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you add your acrobatic.
Yeah.
So 15.
15. No, you're okay. So you manage to sort of like get sort of in and out and duck around these pumpkin vines that are around, brush past a couple of leaves, but you make it.
I'll be moving to behind Raljin next to Lynx.
Okay. Right. As you all get to there, Raljin, because you pulled on one of the vines, you hear a shuffling sound beneath some of the leaves just behind you down here. And if I can find it, there it is.
Oh no.
Happy Halloween!
One of the pumpkins almost sort of gets up from the ground, and it has a humanoid body beneath it. It's sort of I'll show you a better view of it. There we are. Humanoid body. It kind of pulls itself up and begins to sort of look around the area. It's supposed to be bigger than that. Hang on a second.
Oh no.
Because his head's the size of a pumpkin.
Oh god, it keeps growing.
Yeah, it does. He's getting up.
Boy.
It as it gets up, its hand kind of goes and squashes the pumpkin that you pulled. So this pumpkin just gets completely squashed and obliterated. Ooh. And it appears to be looking around, but hasn't sensed you guys yet, because your pass without a trace is so high. So even though you've woken it up, it's it's kind of looking around. It's almost like it hasn't sensed you yet. It is looking in this general direction, but you can kind of guess that its vision isn't like its vision isn't based on like visuals. It's more based on what it can sense.
Don't move. The vision is based on movement.
Oh no!
Don't go into the long grass.
Its vision is based on whether you touch the vines. So, who's going next?
Well, I was going to say, I might have to duck out soon because it's. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong clock. What time is it?
It's 9:30.
Oh, it's fine then. Oh god, sorry.
On that note, I do need to duck out.
Oh, you do need to duck out. No.
I know.
I've got to go.
Take a screenshot and send Phil a character sheet so we can roll for you.
I believe Phil has it already, but I'll send it across to him.
Are you going, or are you sticking around for any longer? What are you doing?
I may need to head off.
Oh. Well, we'll get someone to Well, if you send someone put your character sheet on the Discord in the off-topic chat, and then someone can pick your character up if anything happens.
Not
Is that all right?
problem.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I mean, I hope you've enjoyed it.
See you later, Ash.
And we'll see you next week, Ash.
Take care. See you soon.
See you later, dude. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so who's going to go next, and who would like to take control of Morin?
I don't mind going next.
Okay, so are you moving 30 feet?
I'm staying within the radius of Raljian's magical effect.
You can move 30 feet and you'll be okay, so...
And I'm
5,
gripping
10.
tightly onto the thorn that Sal gave me.
Okay.
I deeply regret my instructions.
Ayla is not worried at all. He's going to do this because he has on his person the Thorn Seller's blessed thorn. So he's fine.
Okay. So, give me a dexterity acrobatics check, please. As this creature sort of moves up and its hand kind of lifts off the ground and all the pumpkin seeds and pulp.
It is another 15.
Another 15. You manage to make your way through the vines, up and down, and get as far as that without moving any of the other vines. You are okay.
All I'll say is, thank goodness I've got a +4 in Dex. That's it.
Yeah, you're one of the best people to do it. Okay, who's going next?
Can we take Morwyn next?
Okay.
And I'm just having a quick look. Does he have
Guidance.
He's got Misty Step on there, so if he was to move 30 feet and then Misty Step, is that enough to get him to the portal? So I'm just thinking, as players, we just get him out of the way.
Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Almost.
He can. It would be a dangerous move. He can almost get in there, but he'd have to make a dexterity check as he lands over here with his Misty Step. So he'd have to do 2 dexterity because it's a dexterity check for every 30 feet.
Dexterity step there. Bonus action to move 10 more feet.
And
then he can cast action to do that, and he can cast Misty Step as a bonus action, so he can get to the end. So
Yeah.
2 rolls. Who rolls good, and who wants to roll for him?
Well, not me tonight.
Not me.
So Morin's
No
going to
chance.
get to there. Someone needs to roll a dexterity for him, please.
Fran?
Can I do it?
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh my god. I got a natural 20 for him.
Oh, nice. Do you know what I'm going to
Which
say?
means I don't get that natural 20.
No, but what I am going to say, with that natural 20, he's going to be able to make his second move, and then Misty Step to there, and he's on the teleportation circle. As he gets there, you see him just go and teleport, and he's gone.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So Ash is safe.
Ash is, Morin is safe. Keep him in the circle. There we go.
Even if I get a natural 1 now, at least I don't have to feel guilty about killing.
I have a get out of jail free card for you and Rob if needed. So
Okay.
Mulrin has the magic thorn as well. He will be fine.
It's really funny. It's
sacrifice yourself after what Sal said earlier in the session, they are never going to forgive you.
It's really funny actually because Doug's a little bit like ALR in ours. We've got these vampire detectors, which is basically just a stick with loads of different holy symbols and a piece of garlic on the end. That's a guy. It doesn't work, but because Doug has it attached to his sword and he's killed undead things with it, he believes that it works. So that's
it's like the magic tiger deterrent. If you put salt around your house, it'll keep tigers away.
I did not know this, and I need to do this right now. I'll be right back.
Well, of course,
when was the last time you saw a tiger around my house?
There are no tigers anywhere near us.
That is a good point. That is a good point. Maybe we should try that with people that live in India. Anyway.
I like that sword attachment.
So, who's going next then, please?
I will.
Okay, give me your amazing dexterity check, please.
Oh, boy. Oh, still okay. That is acrobatics. Oh, at 22, I'm fine.
Yeah,
you already need +10.
No, not to this one.
This
This is just your dexterity.
Yeah, no, you're right. My bad.
I'm counting your stealth roll for the whole thing. But this creature, if it spots one of you, you'd have to make a fresh dex check. But we'll see what happens. So Sal, you can make it as far as there. You can make it. You can try and make it further if you like, but you'll be out of the radius of the thing.
I want to stay close just in case someone else has problems.
Okay. Right, who's going next then?
Okay.
I'm going to gesture towards Lynx.
Okay, roll for Lynx then.
16.
16. Lynx is okay. So it'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, she just got a higher movement, she 40 feet?
I wanted to stay as close to me.
She'll be within 30 feet if she gets to there anyway. She'll still within pass without a trace. So, okay. Ralgin or Grinks?
I'm going to gesture towards you.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a lot better. 21.
21. Yeah, you're fine. You can make it the 30 feet. If you dash, you can actually probably make it a bit further if you wanted. And then you've got the extra 30 feet because you're passed without a trace. You just have to do another roll.
No, I'm gonna wait for.
It'll be alright. I'll be fine.
It's up to you.
got plans.
Oh, well, mind you, Grinks won't be within range.
No,
so
but that's
it's
fine. That means everyone else could get the movement and dash next turn, so we could get all of us through.
It's up to you guys.
I mean, next turn, if we all dash anyway, we'll be fine. So.
All right, Grinks, roll me dexterity.
No one else left behind.
You going for Grinks?
I have.
What you got? Sorry, I didn't hear what you rolled.
Check off topic.
Hang on. Off topic. Making me search for stuff.
There we go.
Grinks Asterised.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So, you move. However, half of your movement, 5, 10, 15, you trip over one of the thorns and immediately, not the thorns, one of the vines, and immediately alerts this guy.
Okay, so what I will then do is spend my 15 feet moving diagonally away from everyone. So away from the beastie, so down and to the left, down and to the left, down and to the left.
There.
And that's gonna be me.
Okay, well, it's now going to be it. It immediately hears, sort of feels the vines, and you notice them kind of tighten towards the creature. It then begins to move.
Actually, if I've seen it move for me, can I? So, sorry, Phil, if just because I've got my meteors up still. Everyone would have seen me trigger it. So if you can move him back the 10 feet that you moved him. I'm going to cast 2 fireball meteors at him, as well as a...
You can't.
Can I not?
No, because you've used double your movement. You don't have an action.
Double movement?
Yeah, you did no, because you halved your movement because of your natural 1. And then you decided to move another 15 feet to get out of dodge.
Oh, you didn't say that. Okay.
No. Sorry, I thought I made myself clear when you said you move half your movement and you trip. That's your full movement because of your nat 1.
Okay. Well, in that case, I think I can still do the meteors as a bonus action. 2 seconds. Let me just double check that. So you can expend 2 of these meteors, sending them towards point as a bonus action. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm going to send 2 meteors towards him.
Okay.
So that. So it's he needs to make. I think it's a dexterity check. 1 second. I'm just double checking that. I haven't used this in a while. You cast the spell as a bonus action. Each he turns. Send them towards meteor reaches the destination impacts. So you need to dexterity saving throw difficulty 15.
Okay.
DC 15.
That is. It's gonna succeed, and that is a 24.
Okay, so the damage is halved.
Okay.
So that's 9 for the first one, so halved will be. Are we rounding up or rounding down?
Round up.
So 5 and so 9 points of fire damage.
9 points
to
of
him
fire
both.
damage. Okay. And damage vulnerabilities, fire. So that is 18 points of fire damage. Okay.
Okay.
Um,
And
it-
I'm just going to shout to everybody else, I've got this.
Okay, it's then going to start running towards you with its full movement. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And it's going to make an attack on you. It ignores any restrictions. It just straight through all the vines. You can feel them cracking, actually moving around all of you guys at the front over there. Its first attack on you, it's going to use a claw attack. That is 18 to hit.
It does hit, but shield.
You've used a reaction, used a bonus action already, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a reaction.
Alright, okay, so shield goes up. Second attack. That is 23 to hit.
So 1 second. Yeah, that hits. Second one hits.
Okay, and third attack is 24 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so you're taking the claw. First attack hits you for 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Second attack hits you for 7 points of slashing damage.
18 points.
Oh boy.
I've got this. Get out of here. This is going to be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. We're around 2 actually because stuff is going down.
Initiative?
Another one wakes up over here
Oh.
because there is a lot of movement going on. There are 2 of them. This one gets up and begins to crush all the pumpkins in the area. I'm just going to move them aside because it's crushing them around. And it starts to, it sort of gets up and starts looking around. Can't see any of you, but it does look and turn in your direction. Grinks.
Okay.
And is going to start moving towards you. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Its movement was getting up and then movement, so that's all it can do at the moment. It's moving past all of you and is ignoring you because you're not the ones that tripped the vines. Okay.
Are we hidden from it because of Pass Without a Trace?
Yes.
Keep going.
Can I shoot it?
If you
Don't
want,
shoot it, keep going.
you will come from a hidden point, so you will be able to claim the advantage. So hence the assassinate as well. So.
Well, I don't know if I have.
Oh, sneak attack.
assassinate.
Sorry, sneak attack.
Yeah. Hell, if we're letting Grinks have all the fun, I've already watched someone get arrowed out of.
I've got
Possible.
the mention door. I'm okay.
Oh my god! I got a natural 20.
Okay, you
Oh, we're doing this.
you hit
Okay.
it. So do the damage first.
do I double?
Yes, and you double all the dice.
So that is doubling my sneak attack as well, isn't it?
Yeah. All the dice that you roll, all doubled.
Wait, do I double them or roll twice as many?
No, you double the result.
Alrighty. Oh, and I also have acid damage, don't I? That was another D4 for that. Oh boy. That was a D4, wasn't it?
Yes. Oh no, wait, the acid damage I think is a D6.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. Elemental damage I usually have as a D6. So.
Ooh. Oh, God, a couple of ones there. That's annoying. Alrighty. So that was 14 points of normal damage and 5 points of acid damage. So that's 28 points of normal damage and 10 points of acid damage.
So 38 points in total there.
Nice.
Nice.
Can I then move?
That's because because this would be sort of going back around to you guys. So yeah, then you can take your movement. Yes.
Yeah, I would like to retreat.
Okay, you heading towards the portal.
I am
the magic.
No, more just like across. So away from it, but not necessarily to the portal.
Okay, would you like to do so without alerting it to your presence? I mean,
yes.
you have attacked it, which means it knows something hit it from that direction, but you can try and move over the pumpkin vines. So give me dexterity as you move.
Yeah, ready?
10, 15.
That is a dirty 20.
Yeah, you're fine. Is that where you want it to be? Have I put you in the right place?
Yeah, I think maybe one closer.
About there. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, okay. There's no specific initiative order at this point for you guys. The only initiative order I've put down is their turn, Grink's turn, their turn, Sal turn at the moment. That is the initiative. So it goes Grink's, them, Sal, because they're the ones that have entered initiative. So what would you guys like to do in which order? Who's going next?
I'd like to go next.
Okay, Raljin, what would you like to do?
Okay, I would like to move my full 30 feet forward.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep.
So my dex, that's cocked. That is 15.
15. Yep, you're okay. You managed to brush past a few big leaves, but you do it.
I then turn around. I hunter's mark the one nearest to Grinks, because he's immediately from it as far as I know.
This one, okay.
And blazing bowstring that thing.
Okay. Hunter's marked.
So that is I don't know, 20 something.
20 something to hits. Roll for damage.
So hunter's mark. Plus D8 plus D10. Yeah, D10. Okay, so that is 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. How much of which was fire damage, please?
10 points.
10 points. So that is 26 points of damage. Double the fire. 23. So 33 points of fire damage. 33 points of damage. Double the fire. Okay. So you've entered initiative. I'll add you on there. Second attack. Go for it.
Same guy. I'm not going to use my second blazing bowstring on this one.
Okay.
Well, that's 19 on the dice.
Oh, that hits. Roll for damage.
So that is 13 points of damage.
Okay, 13 points of damage.
Oh,
right, Ayla or Lynx, who are you going to let go next?
Well, Lynx is just going to follow me.
Okay, well, say Lynx follows you. Can you roll for dexterity for her, please?
Yeah. 17.
17, she's okay. Ayla, what are you doing?
Um,
You want to add a pumpkin to your shield, don't you?
You know Eladell so well. The thing is, it doesn't know I'm there, does it?
No, you've not been detected. No. They only see you if you trip the things or if you attack them, in which case they'll know where it's coming from.
Right. So I've been looking at this thing since it's around. And I want to use Know Your Enemy.
Okay.
And I want to know current hit points. You can tell me if they are below mine.
Above yours or equal to. So what are your hit points?
90.
90. And do you get to know what the max are or what they are now?
Starting at 7th level, we spend at least a minute observing something, interacting with it. You can learn certain information about its capabilities. The DM tells you if the creature is your equal, superior, or inferior regarding 2 of the following. So.
Okay, so both. Well, which one are you looking at?
I'm looking at hit points and armor class.
Which one?
Yeah, I can do 2.
Oh, you can do 2. So both of them are inferior to you in terms of hit points, and both of them. What's your AC?
It's when I activate the Iron Stone. It is 20.
So both of them are also inferior to you when it comes to their armor class.
Right.
So they're less than 91 hit points and less than 20 of their AC.
What's it looking like? Is it looking?
The brown one is looking fairly beaten and bruised. The orange one is looking all right.
And who's next to who's the green chap? Is that?
That's Grinks.
Right, he's all the way back there. He's gonna need some help.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ping 2 arrows into brown one, and I'll use a walloping arrow.
Okay, go for it.
That should put some clear distance between him and that one. Should I succeed with a hit?
It is a larger creature, so it only moves them 5 feet.
Okay, well it's a 19 on dice. That's a 25. No, that's a 29.
Definitely gonna hit.
And I'll throw in a superiority dice to add to the damage.
Okay, roll for damage.
Which is one of my abilities. Okay, I'll roll for damage. So that is with a longbow. It's a D8 plus 4. I just got to find my D8. I've been messing around with it all night. No, I need it.
Always the way.
It's bagged off. There it is. Yeah. So it's 1 on the D8.
Oh.
It's so 1 on 4 is 5, and it's 6 on the D6. So that's 11.
11 points of damage.
Yeah.
And you push it 5 feet to there.
Yeah. And I have another arrow.
Okay, go for it. Give me another attack. Are you walloping it again, or are you doing something else?
I'll use a +1.
Okay. So +1 to your attack and +1 to your damage.
It's another 19. That's 2 19s in a row.
Nice. So that's going to hit.
Yeah. So basically that hits. Roll for damage. With a +1, and I'll use another superiority dice because hopefully we'll get a rest soon. And I don't know, I might not. Who cares? It's fun, isn't it? Oh, it's another 6 on the D6, which you add 4 to, which is 10, and then add a D8.
What's your D8?
That's not. I rolled the wrong bloody dice. 6.
6.
So that's 16.
Okay. It's looking pretty weak. Just
Oh no, it's +1 arrow. +1 arrow, so it's 17.
Okay.
5 feet away from me.
It is still 5 feet away from you. So Ayla, right? Okay, so we're back round to top initiative, which is go on.
Hang on. Can I do my movement?
Oh yeah, you can do your movement.
I want to stealthily go there as far as I can. That's it. Tap.
Okay, can you roll me dexterity, please?
Yeah. I have rolled a 7. I had 4. That's 11.
That's not enough.
Yep.
This one here begins to turn towards you. So it turns, it's alerted by the pulling of the vines. It tightens around it, and it's sort of like around its legs, and it feels you moving in that direction, and it turns to look towards you.
I'm just going to give that thorn a bit of a squeeze, okay?
Okay. Grinks, it's your turn.
Okay, so have you moved the brown one?
Yes, it's moved 5 feet. It's there. That's where I've moved it to. It got moved back 5 feet. It was there. Now it's there.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is bonus action. So dexterity saving throw from that one, please. DC 15.
Okay. Hang on.
I'm doing my minute meteors at it.
That is going to succeed again with a 23. These guys have a +5 dexterity.
That's 4 points of fire damage, doubled because it's vulnerable, so 8.
8 points of fire damage.
So, because I'm halving them and then double. Actually, it'd be a straight roll because it's weak to it, and it succeeded. So, okay, so that would be 4 points on the first, 8 points on the first one, and 7 points on the second one.
Okay.
Has that finished it yet?
That one has finished that one off, as you set it on fire, and you can smell the scent of cooking pumpkin stew as that one goes down.
Okay,
and you see its face kind of goes down. There's like an orange light inside its face as it sort of glows up, projecting a scary face on you.
Triggered, so can I get to the second one?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah?
Yeah, so move me next to it.
Yeah,
Left
there.
one. No, down one.
There?
Yep.
Okay.
So 15 plus 4, 19 for dexterity to get over there.
Yeah, that's going to succeed.
I'm going to take one of my phosphorus and guano amber beads, crush it in my fist, and I'm going to Shryukin this bastard. Casting fireball as I punch it.
Okay. Yeah, give me a Shryukin fireball punch. It's a dexterity saving throw, isn't it?
Yeah, it's dexterity saving.
Okay. Natural 1.
Okay, so...
It had to roll low eventually.
8d6, so that's 7... 19, last one. 19... 25... 30 points of fire damage, essentially doubled.
To 60 points of fire damage, yeah?
As a Shryukin.
How do you want to do this?
In 10 masters, I just want to obliterate this.
Are we all going to be wearing pumpkin?
So just, yeah, go on, describe how you want to do this, Jay.
As I'm moving behind it, it tends to look at me. And
Yeah.
I literally start casting fireball in my fist as I bring it up, and I just jump and just hit him under the chin.
Okay.
And there's a massive fireball 20 feet around. I emerge, landing, smoke billowing to the charred corpse of that.
And as the head sort of goes up into the air, you land sort of smoke billowing this charred corpse, and just in front of Ayla, you see this pumpkin kind of land and kind of roll around, and its face just facing you, its spiky mouth gaping open, and triangular eyes just sinking down as it kind of melts and cooks in front of you. You are successful in defeating the pumpkin golems and have earned your passage through to the Eladell Woods. I'm assuming you guys would like to step onto the teleportation circle after that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I don't know why, but I suddenly have an urge to eat, like, pie.
Yes.
As you guys sort of vanquish the pumpkin golems and step onto the teleportation circle led by Ayla, on your way through the doorway to Eladell, that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Happy.
I was hoping we'd have a couple more minutes.
I know.
I just want to pass Sal the thorn and say, thank you for this thorn, Sal. It has guided us through the pumpkin fields well?
Yes, unfortunately, it looks like we've used up the magic of this thorn, but we'll keep it as a memento of its wonderful magic.
And with that, Eladell goes, and then the spell is complete, I believe now, Sal.
The bird noise.
Yes, it is.
Grinks, did you want to do something before you step through the portal?
It's a pumpkin off my shoulder. We need a lull to do it, so no, I think we're gonna have to wait till next week, unless we're gonna get a lull at the other side of the portal for a couple of minutes.
You might, but I think some other things might happen. You won't do. It won't just be a straight lull, so you might have to wait.
We don't have to go through straight away.
We'll wait for the right time, if you like.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. These moments require the correct time. So for now, as you step through the portal and enter the gateway through to Eladell, the town of Eladell, and Elar's birthplace, the last place he saw his people and his mother, we are going to enter tonight's session, where you are on a mission next week to find, what's the name of the guy?
Did anyone write that down? Because I don't remember.
Yeah, I did. I wrote it down.
What was
we
it?
are looking for Besso Boroclaw.
That's the guy.
Dragonborn.
Besso Boroclaw, the Dragonborn. Yes. So you are.
And Elar's just going to turn to the group and say, "Be mindful of these people. Be wary, because they are utter bastards."
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. Thank you everyone for watching. It's time for us to call it quits. I hope you really enjoyed it today. Thank you to. I'm gonna have to say this properly again because I don't want to. Thank you to Sushikage for watching tonight. Hope you will join us next week.
Domesticated Moss as well.
And Domesticated Moss, of course, for being our loyal viewer. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for joining us for this spooky Halloween session, which I decided to hide within part of the campaign. And yes, love you all. See you all next week. Thank you very much. Time for us to call it quits. Bye.
Bye.
It's alright.